Going into 2023, I'm going to show you a way to prevent nocturnal deer on your property. I'm going to talk about this one simple mistake that people constantly make, and I just realized that I never made a video about this on my channel. I've searched, there's several people talking about this and recommending this. I'm going to teach you how to prevent this mistake that people constantly are making. I've noticed there's been several videos about this on YouTube and people are actually recommending it. It's crazy. But before we get started, if you guys want to learn this technique, learn how to become better food plot and land managers, make sure you subscribe down below. Why people are actually doing this is beyond me, but it's putting food in bedding areas. People are cutting in these bedding areas and they're actually mowing out trails and all these different paths, and they're actually planting these trails inside of this bedding area. It's a complete mistake. This is actually mainly happening because, you know, when somebody finds a video or something on YouTube, you know, they trust that person and they do these techniques and they fail. You know, I had recent clients that actually did this and it was a complete disaster. When you do this, what happens is you have these bedding areas and you open them up, you're cutting down trees or hinge cutting, you're opening up the canopy for sunlight, right? So when you get this sunlight down in there, it's allowing all this regrowth of woody browse, natural browse. That's a great thing, right? Deer are bedding there, they have cover and everything, and all of a sudden they get this green flush and woody browse and they're nibbling on this. Then what happens is, as the season progresses and you start getting into the fall and winter months, right? When hunting season starts to roll around, you have all this green vegetation that's dying. When the green vegetation dies, right, that's full of moisture content of the deer's requirements per day, right? It all dies. All they have to eat is woody browse. So when they're in their bedding areas and they're eating this woody browse, right, they need something to wash it down. So then they get up and they start traveling. That's where food plots come in handy, because food plots are high in moisture content. It's all green food. Deer can go there, wash it down. It's the same thing if you have corn or you're baiting, you're baiting deer with corn. That corn's hard to digest, so they need something to wash it down. Maybe you guys can actually explain this to me, or maybe you have experience with it. You know, if you heard people have failures with this, why are people putting, planting food plots inside of the bedding area? Explain it to me down below. Now that is a buck rib right there, boy. Imagine chewing on this all day long. It's dry, it's hard to digest, right? You need something to wash it down. So what happens is when you put this green food inside of a bedding area, right, the deer don't have to get up and move. Therefore there's no transition areas for you to bow hunt. There's no reason for them to leave their bedroom until it's dark. They'll get up, they feed, whatever it is, hour before dark, they get up, they eat the food plot that's right there. Then by the time they actually get to you, it's dark time, and all of a sudden you think the deer are nocturnal. The whole idea of creating habitat improvements is to create huntability areas with transitions and pinch points, which I had a video about that the other day, and I'll leave a comment down below pinned to the top. You guys can click that, watch that video. But it's about clear cutting and select cutting. When everything's the same, it's how do you hunt it, right? So when you put these bedding areas, hinge cut, clear cuts, you're just chopping down trees, put logs on the ground, creates cover, right? Well, then how do you hunt that cover? How do you get the deer to leave that bedroom, go through a transition area, pinch point, and come past your bow stand? You do that by creating these bedding areas and then having pinch points, whether you're natural pinch points or you're creating hinge cuts, to allow those deer to transition. Say it's through a creek or through a pine thicket or whatever it is, or transitioning to a food plot. All this stuff kind of runs together and plays hand in hand together. Food plots, cover, transition areas, hinge cut areas, clear cut areas, select cut areas, and so forth. Space these things out. Space your bedding areas apart. Have them connected to travel corridors to a food plot. Space them out 100 yards, 200 yards apart. That way you have that 100 to 200 yard transition area. You can set up 2, 3, 4 bow stands in order to hunt these deer. Have access to be able to hunt them. So simply avoid this mistake. Do not put food, specific planted food, in your bedding area. It's a huge mistake. Eliminate that. Don't listen to that idea. Have transition areas to a food plot. It'll make you a lot better deer hunter. And if you want to learn how to create better food plots, better habitat, and become a better wildlife manager, watch this video right here, guys.